All right, guys, I'm going to be predicting every single title fight that's going to happen in UFC 2026, right? We have the new Paramount deal happening, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. This is what I'm assuming is going to happen. I'm just going to believe that we're not going to have as many title fights as we want to believe that we're going to have. I think pay-per-views are going to diminish where like we're having random like Atiba Gautier on the main card of a pay-per-view and stuff like that. Like some random people that we don't really care about or don't know. And I think that was going to happen. But before I start this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to go every single weight class and every single weight class title fight that I think is going to be happening. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let's start first with the straw weight, right? The 115 pounders. The current champion right now is Mackenzie Dern. I think, well, I'm pretty sure she's going to be defending her belt against Weili Zhang. Um, Weili Zhang, the former champion, she moved up to versus Valentina Shevchenko. That fight did not end up being well for her. I told you guys Valentina Shevchenko was going to destroy her and murder her, and that's what ended up happening. Weili Zhang's just not big enough to move up to 125. They're just too strong. They're too big for her, and she doesn't really have speed at 115. So why would she have speed at 125? Right? She doesn't really have fast hands, fast kicks, or anything. And Valentina kind of exposed that, and she was the faster person, even though she used to be a former 135er. Valentina was, right? So we have Mackenzie Dern versus Weili Zhang. This fight should be happening probably in like March or April. That's when this fight should be happening. And then we're gonna turn there. Weili Zhang, she usually fights only twice. Weili Zhang will probably be the favorite in this fight. She will probably be beating Mackenzie Dern's takedowns, winning this fight on the feet. I could see that. And Weili Zhang later on in that year should be fighting Tabitha Ricci. So there was a lot of fighters that I could have put for this, right? You have good girls fighters, right? Like you could have put Lupi Godinez, who's ranked number 6. You could have put Yasmin Yacindo at 7 or Tabitha Ricci at 8. I decided to go with Tabitha Ricci. Why did I decide Tabitha Ricci? I think the UFC are trying to promote her. You know, they're doing Zuffa boxing, right? And Callum Walsh is their guy in Zuffa boxing, and he's like their guy, like their face of that promotion, right? Their new promotion that's happening at the Dana White's a part of, and he is dating Tabitha Ricci, and I think that they want to have those kind of go hand in hand. I think Tabitha Ricci versus Weili Zhang will be the next fight to make. Um, Even though Tabitha Ricci lost to Lupi, but she beat Amanda Hebot. She knocked her out. So I got to put that fight, right? And Weili Zhang only fights twice anyways. So these are the only twice a year. So this is the only reason why I haven't fighting twice. Next is the flyweight guys, right? The men. Joshua Van just beat, quote unquote beat, right? Alexander Pantoja. Who's he going to be fighting next? You have to make this matchup. It's Tatsuro Taira. They already said it. You need this Myanmar versus Japanese violence. We need it. There's a heated rivalry in their history. I actually don't know that, but I just made that up. But I'm guessing Joshua Van versus Taira is next because Dana White said it was next. And Dana White said, let's do this in Japan. Let's do this over there in Singapore. Let's have this in Asia. And that makes sense to me. Why not? Taira just beat down Brandon Moreno, destroyed Brandon Moreno. Manel Kopp is looking for a title fight as well, but I think Manel Kopp should be on the back burner because he's a pullout merchant. I like Manel Kopp. I picked him to beat Royval via KO. I said he's just too fast. He's too good. Do I think Kopp is better than Van? Yes. I think Kopp will destroy Van in a fight, right? I think he's just a better fighter, more hand speed, more all around. The kicks are nasty. Manel Kopp is just a really good fighter, and I think Joshua Van is Joshua Van even a top 5 guy in his own division? I don't know. I can't say for certain he is. But Tatsuro Taira versus Josh Van, this is the fight to make. Manel Kopp, he pulls out a lot, and that's the reason why you can't have it. Look at his tapology. It's win, loss, win, 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 loss. But then in between those greens and reds of wins and losses, it's a lot of grays where it's canceled fights where he's pulling out, and you can't have that. And then next, after this fight, you do the winner, which I believe will be Tatsuro Taira. That will beat Joshua Van. You do Tatsuro Taira versus Pantoja. He deserves an immediate rematch. He's a great champion for that flyweight division where he actually was one of the most active champions, him and Marab, in that division in 2025. Pantoja deserves an immediate title rematch, and this rematch for him will be against Taira instead of Van, who he lost it to. That makes a lot of sense, and that'll be the end of that flyweight division because remember, these guys only fight 2 or 3 times a year, and Taira, he's fought 3 times a year before, But I'm guessing they're going to make this fight in probably February or March. And then they'll probably have this fight in August. It depends if they're fighting in December. And I don't know if they'll be fighting in December. If that's the case, then you do Pantoja or Tyra versus Manel Kape. But I could see Manel Kape taking another fight in between it and just kind of just staying warm. He likes to fight, right? At number eight, sorry. Female flyweight, Valentina Shevchenko. Who should she be fighting next, right? There's a lot of people that are clamoring to fight her. I think it should be Erin Blanchfield. They fought on the same card. Erin Blanchfield beat Tracy Cortez, which the UFC probably wasn't happy about. They want Tracy Cortez to be the flyweight contender that they just want her to be. She puts up a lot of numbers in social media. They see the Instagram views, like over 5 million views on her Instagram reels when the UFC posts her, Tracy Cortez. But Erin Blanchfield, I think, deserves this matchup. She's fought at the top of the level more often than some other fighters, right? She lost to Manon Fiorot in a 5-round main event. She's beaten Rose Namajunas. She's fought Taylor Santos. She's beaten Jessica Andrade now Tracy Cortez. So she's had a lot of big names that she's been beating. And I think Valentina Shevchenko should be fighting her. I think that's a good fight to make. And then next, later on in that year, because Valentina likes to fight twice, you do Valentina, who I believe she'll beat Erin Blanchfield. I think she's just too good. But I can see Valentina's not really elusive though, too. She's not really elusive. She doesn't move. And then Erin Blanchfield, if she gets a hold of her, Erin Blanchfield could take her down and probably submit her. She's that good at jiu-jitsu. But you do Natalia Silva versus the winner of Erin Blanchfield and Valentina. I think Valentina's going to win that fight. I think this is a good matchup. I think this is a very good matchup here. And Natalia Silva should win the belt. Natalia Silva probably going to be waiting another 5 or 6 months. Valentina's a usually active champion. She fights a lot. So Valentina, even though she's getting older, people are thinking maybe she moves up to bantamweight and do a super fight with Kayla Harrison or Amanda Nunes 3. I don't think so. I think you do this matchup where you do Natalia Silva versus Valentina and see if the new girl got it and she can beat Valentina Shevchenko. Next to the bantamweight boys, right? The guys. Piotr Yan just defeated Merab in December. Who is he going to be fighting? You do Sean O'Malley rematch. And I know you guys are going to hate it. You have to do the rematch. You have to do it. It makes sense. The Paramount Plus people want it. Paramount wants this fight bad. It's the same way that Chito Vera versus Sean O'Malley happened last time. Oh, Sean O'Malley, you want to fight number 11th ranked Chito Vera, whatever it was, I think 5 at the time. You want to fight number 5 ranked Chito Vera, who just beat Pedro Munoz, who's lost 4 of his last 5. You want to fight that guy? Yeah, sure. Don't fight any real contention. Don't fight Merab. Don't fight Aljamain Sterling in a rematch. Don't fight any of these guys. Go fight Chito Vera. And he did. Sean O'Malley should get the rematch against Piotr Yan if he beats Song Yadong. That's a big if because Song Yadong's a good fighter, but I think Song Yadong's too stationary, too hittable. O'Malley's just too elusive, too good at striking. So I think that this is the matchup to make. Next, I think Piotr Yan should win that fight versus O'Malley, especially if it's a 5-round fight. And then you do the Piotr Yan versus Merab 3 fight probably in. So if they're going to do Merab, they're probably going to do Piotr Yan versus O'Malley in the White House card or in June, early June, because there's two pay-per-views, I think, in June this year. So you would do Piotr Yan versus Merab in Madison Square Garden, or you do it in December. Piotr Yan, if he's not injured, he likes to fight a lot as well. Merab, this guy loves to fight. So you do that fight in November. Maybe Merab takes a whole 10 months off, or maybe fight some random person, a random contender, just to stay warm. Next, we have female bantamweight, right? We have female bantamweight. Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes are already confirmed to be fighting early this upcoming year, right? I think January they're fighting. You have Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. What's the next fight you make here, right? If Kayla Nunes wins, Kayla Harrison beats Amanda Nunes, what do they do? If Amanda Nunes beats Kayla Harrison, what do they do? I think you just run it back. So this is the first one, and then the second one. You do this one here. Kayla Harrison wins. You do this fight again on the White House card, or you do it in August, whatever it is. Usually Amanda Nunes fights in August a lot. This is a fight to make because it's a super fight. It doesn't matter. What other bantamweight fighter do you want Kayla Harrison to fight? Let me list you the names of these elite bantamweights that are happening. Juliana Pena, Raquel Pennington, Norma Dumont. You want to see Norma Dumont fighter? I just saw Norma Dumont and Ketlen Vieira going to a snooze fest, and I saw Norma Dumont get knocked out by Megan Anderson. So you want Yana Santos to fight for the title. You want Irene Aldana to fight for the title. Macy Chiasson. Come on. So these aren't real contenders yet. You have to have a body of work to fight a girl like Kayla Harrison or a guy like Kara Harrison, whatever you say. Just joking. Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison is definitely the next fight to make. You have to do that. So you have to do that one, and you have to do a rematch. You have to. It's a must. It's a must. And that's basically it, because Kayla Harrison can't cut weight that much. She can't cut weight. She can't cut weight a lot. She used to fight at 155 at PFL. Now she's down at 135. She can't make weight a lot. So she fights like once or twice a year. And yeah, that's fine. At featherweight, who do we have? We have Volkanovski, right? Volkanovski and Diego Lopez are set to be fighting in Australia in February, right? If he wins this fight again, Alex Volkanovski, like a lot of people think he will, versus Diego Lopez. Can Diego Lopez make a lot of changes, make the necessary changes to beat Volkanovski? He did knock him down twice, but Volkanovski literally just outfought him. Like, he just outboxed him, he outstruck him. Put a masterclass. It was just a better fighter, and he proved it. So what do? Do you do after this? Because Volkanovski, there's rumors that he's going to be retiring. I think right away, because also today that came out, is that these two, Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy, are supposed to be fighting soon. They're in the works to be fighting for the number one contender. If Volkanovski retires, that's a vacated title bout literally in March. Hey guys, I'm gonna be retiring. Put the gloves down, right? Put the shorts down. Whatever Volkanovski does. I'm gonna be retiring, guys. Thank you so much. Perth, I love you. Australia, I love you. Wherever city they're in Australia. Then you do immediately in March, Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy for the featherweight vacated title. That makes a lot of sense to me. You do it right away, because why would you have them wait? If you know Volkanovski is going to retire, probably the UFC has better. Hunter Campbell's been talking to Volkanovski. I guarantee he's like, hey, it's going to be your last one. It's going to be your last one. Volkanovski saying yes. These two guys will be fighting in March for the vacated championship. That just makes sense. Then after that, I think Movsar is going to beat Lerone Murphy, because Movsar is a very good grappler. You do Movsar versus Gene Silva. Gene Silva's going to be fighting Arnold Allen, and he's probably going to smoke Arnold Allen, because Arnold Allen's not that great of a fighter. He's a decent fighter, but not that great. Gene Silva has nasty striking. Everybody wants to see this matchup. This is the matchup they should make. You have Movsar versus Gene Silva. You could have went versus Yair Rodriguez, but he doesn't fight enough. He beat Patricio Pitbull. Cool, bro. This is in 2009. No one cares about Patricio Pitbull's win. That's basically what it is, right? Let me tell you exactly who. So you got either Diego Lopez, who's already going to be fighting for the title, Yair Rodriguez, Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling, I mean, he beat Brian Ortega. Is that a great win? I don't know. I mean, it sucks to say for Aljamain Sterling, because he's doing well, but Movsar beat him already. So then, like, do you want to see that fight again? So now you do Movsar versus Gene Silva. That's what you're going to be probably doing around maybe October, right? Or like in Abu Dhabi, where Movsar can have a little bit of fan base over there. Yeah, that makes sense. Abu Dhabi or Dubai for Movsar Evloev, you fight against Gene Silva. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for me. Next, we have lightweight. You have Ilya Taporia being the champion right now. He's a champion, but he's not going to be fighting for the championship anytime soon. You have this in the interim. It's Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. This is already announced for January, the headliner for the first Paramount card. Who's going to win this fight? Paddy Pimblett's going to smoke Justin Gaethje. Smoke him. First round, smoke him. Justin Gaethje has zero jiu-jitsu. And the only thing about Paddy Pimblett is good at, he's good at taking the back. He's really good at he can do it standing. He can do it on the ground. He can do it with a knee down. He does it. He is a very, very good back taker. Justin Gaethje, I know what you're gonna say. He's a very good anti-wrestler. Khabib had trouble taking him down. Dude, stop. Justin Gaethje's 37 years old. He's not the same fighter anymore. I know he beat Rafael Fiziev. I don't give a shit. I saw him get outworked badly by Max Holloway for 5 straight rounds. And then now Paddy Pimblett is obviously not a striker like Max Holloway is, but Paddy Pimblett should be fighting Justin Gaethje next. That is the fight to make. You make this fight. This is the interim championship. You make this fight. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett win it. They already made it. So next we have Paddy Pimblett, who I believe is going to win. You have him fight Max Holloway, who I believe is going to beat Charles Oliveira. That fight should be a number one contender, even though it's a BMF championship fight. That's the fight should be a number one contendership for the interim lightweight championship. Because why not? I mean, Max Holloway, he's beaten everybody. He's beaten Justin Gaethje, right? He beat Justin Gaethje. He has who else did he just beat? He just beat Dustin Poirier. So he has 2 really good wins on his ledger at lightweight, and then he's gonna beat Charles Oliveira. You have to give him a title shot, and I think Ilya won't be ready by then. I don't know if Ilya's gonna fight this year. He probably not gonna fight this year, Ilya. This is to be realistic. So whoever wins this will probably be the actual champion, right? The actual champion of this fight and of champion of this division. So whoever wins this will probably be fighting Ilya in 2027. That's what I'm thinking. And this fight is probably happening in November. I mean, Paddy Pimblett takes a long time in between fights. Like he does not fight. He does not fight often. So he fights in January, probably in November. He's gonna be fighting again. I'd mix probably in Madison Square Garden as a headliner. That makes a lot of sense. Next is welterweight. You have Islam Makhachev. Who's he gonna be fighting? Kamaru Usman. He's fighting Kamaru Usman. I mean, that's writing on the wall already. He's not gonna be fighting Ian Gary. He's not gonna be fighting Carlos Prates. Why do people actually think this? Why would Islam fight these guys that no one would give him a chance to win? I know you think that Kamaru has no chance to win because he's old, but Kamaru at least has the records, right? He's the second best welterweight of all time, maybe even the first in some people's eyes. He has the accolades. Islam Makhachev, I'm gonna go fight Carlos Prates. I'm gonna beat Carlos Prates, and everybody's gonna tell me, well, Carlos Prates wasn't ready. He got taken down by Leon Edwards. He got taken down by Ian Gary. We already know he has no takedown defense, so it doesn't really count as a win. Do we really count that as a win? That's what people are gonna say after Islam smokes him. Islam then fighting Ian Gary. We seen Ian Gary on the ground. He's okay at jiu-jitsu, but he really has he has problems there. We saw Kenan Song almost knock him out. We saw that Williams kid hurt him badly. That's what people are going to be saying about Ian Gary. Why would he want to do that? At least Islam can fight Kamaru Usman, and in 5 years' time, everybody's going to remember that Islam beat Kamaru Usman, not Kamaru Usman is old. It's like Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. People are like, oh, Floyd beat Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather beat Manny. No one says Floyd Mayweather beat Manny, but Manny was old. No one says that, right? That's basically it. And I honestly don't know if he's going to be fighting again this year. Maybe you have him fight because Khabib's being a pussy. They asked him, hey, do you want to fight early next year? They're like, no. They have Ramadan from February to March, so not fighting in February and March. So you probably do this fight in probably April or May, Islam versus Kamaru Usman. And then you do this fight probably in Abu Dhabi, the same fight you do Movzar versus Gene Silva. You do Islam versus Ian Gary in Abu Dhabi. That makes a lot of sense because why not? I mean, that's like everybody thinks he's the next guy. I can't really see Islam fighting Shavkat. I don't know why. I just can't. I can't picture it. So, yeah. Next, we have Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev, this guy rarely fights, right? He fights once every year. It's like not even like it's like once every year. It's actually like once every like 13 months or 14 months. This guy fights. He's gonna be fighting Nasruddin Imavov. That fight is definitely gonna happen, even though they don't want to fight each other because they're both from the mountains. They really don't want to fight. It's not good for their brotherhood. Whatever they say. It's like Americans not fighting Americans. It makes no sense at all. But they want to go with it. Hey, go with it, bro. Go with it. And then you have Hamzat versus Nasruddin Imavov. You make this fight. I know they've trained together before as well, but you make this fight. This fight has to happen. Probably in they did a Dubai card. When did Rainer de Ritter fight Robert Whitaker? When was that? Rainer de Ritter versus Robert Whitaker. That was in July 26th. Yeah, they're probably gonna make this fight in July. In July, that makes sense. And then that's probably it for Hamzat for the rest of the year. He's probably gonna beat Nasruddin Imavov. Probably wins the 4 rounds to 1. I can see that Imavov is a bad. Hamzat's a bad match for Imavov because Imavov gasses out, and Hamzat, even though he does get tired as well, but you need somebody that's like a cardio freak, like a Marab, or like even like maybe even like a Sean Strickland or a Fluffy Hernandez to like keep him on the cardio with Hamzat and not make him tired. I could see like Imavov being like Jack Della Maddalena, just getting tired, gas, and just giving up easy double legs and whatever. But then afterwards, because this guy fights once a year, Paramount wants more cards. You do this fight later for the interim championship because why not? You have Brennan Allen, the winner of Brennan Allen versus Dricus du Plessis. That fight is supposed to happen. You do the winner of those two versus Fluffy Hernandez. If Fluffy Hernandez beats Sean Strickland, I can't really see Sean Strickland getting another interim shot, another title shot soon. But Fluffy Hernandez definitely deserves it. Maybe even if RDR wins, and then RDR wins. You do maybe like RDR and Fluffy loses. You RDR versus Drickus. I could see that happening. And then Drickus obviously beats Brendan Allen. But Brendan Allen and RDR already fought each other. But you have to do an interim title shot. I guarantee you they do a middleweight interim title shot. I guarantee you. They'd have to. I mean, they're sick and tired of Hamzat waiting a whole year to fight. It's ridiculous. So you do this. That makes a lot of sense. And that's basically it. By light heavyweight, what do we do? What's going to happen with Poatan? With Alex Pereira, what is going to happen in 2026? He's not fighting. He's not fighting. He's not fighting early. He's going to be fighting Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri Prohashka for the interim championship. You do that fight for sure. You probably have that in February in Perth. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, why would you not do this fight? It's a sick matchup. You have a guy that presses forward. You have a guy that's a counterpuncher in Ulberg, and you have Yuri, who's a pressure forward fighter. This is a great matchup. Great styles clash right here. Who's gonna crack first? Right? Who's gonna crack first? That's a great style matchup. And I believe Carlos Ulberg will win. And this fight, Carlos Ulberg will be fighting Alex Pereira later on in the year, because I have Alex Pereira already occupied for the beginning of the year. But I think this is the fight to make for the early part of the year, because it just makes a lot of sense. For the late part of the year, because you have Alex Pereira come back, defend his light heavyweight championship versus Ulberg, who Ulberg now has that big name, right? He never had that big name. He barely beat Jan Blachowicz. He barely beat Volkan Ozdemir. He beats a washed Dominic Reyes. He doesn't have a big win on his ledger. And now he will beat Yuri Prohashka, probably knock him out. If he does it, you do rerun this matchup. All right, you beat Yuri. Here's the next step. Let's see if you're actually championship material and not just interim championship or number one contender type material. So you do Ulberg versus Alex Pereira. That's a great matchup. In the end of the year, you make that fight. And at heavyweight, Tom Aspinall is being soft. He doesn't want to fight because he can't fucking see or something like that. Just making shit up. Tom Aspinall, he's gonna be on the back burner. So you're gonna do Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gahn for the interim championship, probably in March. Yeah, because Alex Pereira fights in March actually quite often. So you do this matchup to them fight each other. Gahn took basically damn near no damage against Tom Aspinall, maybe a couple leg kicks. But you should do this matchup quickly. This is the fight that should be making. You do Pereira versus Gahn for the interim championship, because Pereira wants to move up. He said he doesn't want to fight at light heavyweight anymore, and just give him that chance to move up. If he wants to move up, let him move up. Then I think Cyril Gahn will beat Alex Pereira. He's just too big, too good. He's too elusive. I think he's a sniper from outside. It's not a great matchup for Pereira. I'll take Cyril Gahn in that matchup. He's just bigger. And Cyril Gahn will be fighting Tom Aspinall. They're going to be fighting probably in. Cyril Gahn doesn't fight as much. Cyril Gahn used to be a very active fighter when he was beating like Dontel Mays, but he's not fighting Dontel Mays guys anymore. He's fighting like actual decent opponents. So Cyril Gahn, I think, versus Tom Aspinall probably happening in October, maybe November. Like that's only October. Paris probably. They have that Paris card over there usually in October. So yeah, I think that's the perfect time to make this fight. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my prediction title fight video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like and subscribe. Thank you.